Check off your gift list early during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. Plus, take an extra 25% off. Get sleepwear sets $20.99. Ninja Foodie Indoor Grill is $199.99. And get up to 25% off Kookaburra Home. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Plus, fast and free store pickup. Give with all your heart. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles 25% offer valid December 3rd through December 9th with promo code FAMILYSHOP. Kookaburra offers and coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
What is up, guys? I'm Dusty Grant, the host of the DG and Friends podcast. I'm excited to take this ride with you as I get to know interesting folks from all walks of life and pick their brains about their journey. I'd like to sincerely thank you for tuning in. DG and Friends starts now. What is up, Derek Releford, DG and Friends Happy Hour Hangs number 3. Me and you are 3 for 3 on this show, Derek. You're a big hit. What's going on with you today?
That's what happened. Oh, I slept a little bit 2 minutes before the stream. Woke up and I went to go to the bathroom and I was sitting there peeing. I was like, oh, fuck. Like 2 minutes before. And I looked and there was like 2 missed calls from you. And I was like, oh, no. Trouble.
I
get up at 5 in the morning. I get up at 4:45 for work. And so I don't know, man. Like, I've gotten used to the schedule. Like, I'm not exhausted during the day, but like if I lay down for longer than 10 minutes after work watching TV with my kid or something, I pass out. I'm
the same way. I mean, I'll sleep for like 10 minutes on the couch and then I get in bed and it's like I don't sleep at all night. But I'm like you, yeah. If I sit down on the couch and we're like watching a series or something like that, even if I'm interested in it, if I'm sitting there docile and comfortable, I will fall asleep. I just don't sleep for very long. Like I feel like I have that problem. I stay sleeping. You're lucky. I haven't slept well in probably a week because I figured out what's wrong with my shoulder. I think I haven't had an MRI, but they're saying
keep fighting people.
Well, yeah, that's what's causing it, definitely. But you're
getting in fist fights, Dusty?
Yeah, from what they're saying, it's a herniated disc in my neck. So it's causing all these issues with nerves and stuff like that. And so I'm getting some tingling in my hand. Like I haven't even played guitar for a week or anything like that, just because it's been hurting.
Now is that I know that you care about all the things. You care about training. You care about a lot of things. Would that ever make you want to take a step back from training if training meant losing some of your other hobbies that you do?
Yeah.
Playing guitar?
Yeah, playing guitar, being there for my kids, all that type of stuff. It's something that I have to
think about. I think you're pretty good at handling, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and doing a bunch of things at once. But I'm talking about, like, say you keep going and then you get to the point where you're like, I can still play guitar, I just can't feel anything while I'm playing it. But I know it sounds good, but I can't feel the strings anymore. I had diabetes and it got really bad there for a while, and I was waking up every day and my hands and feet were numb. Like, that shit's scary, man. That made me like just really, really stop what I was doing, and and thank God I got it all turned around and stuff. But I mean, yeah, and I don't know. Anytime you hear herniated disc,
yeah,
like I just immediately start seeing scalpels.
Yeah, and it's a thing where there's like the guy that's treating me is a physical therapist, and he's been doing like the dry needling and blading and all that type of stuff. What's up to whoever just came in here? Hope you're having a good Friday so far. But he's been telling me that he's like, when I get you fixed, I will get you fixed. I will get it to the point where this isn't going to bother you anymore. And like, is it ever going to bother you again? Probably. He's like, you've been grappling for 10 years, dude. Your neck, and you played football. Your neck is, your neck's already fucked. And he's like, but you can have a nice quality of life, and like, you can be able to train and do all the things you want to do. So he doesn't seem alarmed about it. But I mean, I haven't trained in maybe 4 to 5 weeks, which is a long time for me. I'm used to training 4 or 5 days a week. So I haven't been doing that at all. And that's messing with my I don't know, it's just messing with my psyche a little bit, man. I'm not used to being
Yeah.
so immobile. Like, I'm not doing much. I'm just taking it easy and babying it because that's what they're telling me to do. And hopefully it will heal and stop being pissed off and I can get back to training. My coach tells me that he thinks that I should not worry about it. He's like, I had the same thing. I got some massages. I did the blade. He's like, what you're doing is what you need to do. Stay off the mats, be patient, that kind of thing. And it's
Yeah, but
like, all
he's
right,
black belt, Dusty. Come on.
he is a black belt. But I want to be a black belt,
He's got a bigger dick than you, Dusty. So far.
Definitely.
Of course he's fine. He's like, yeah, I got hit by a truck 2 weeks ago. I'm fine. You're being a pussy, Dusty. Like, sir, you're a ninja. Okay? Like,
it is crazy.
We're not the same, sir.
You're coaching jujitsu, and like he happens to be a close friend of mine too. I honestly think if you train with someone for 10 years, it's pretty hard to not become friends with them.
Because not, then you probably should go somewhere else.
Right. And you've got these guys that have seen you injured, these guys that have seen you at like your worst points that have helped you. You've seen them at their worst points. You've helped them. It just becomes like this family. And he's like, yeah, man, it's kind of weird not hearing you talking shit on the mats, when you're normally there. Because normally I like to go there and joke around and talk shit,
My question is this: what stops you from going anyway and just talking shit and being pointers to people who are, have smaller belts than you, or less powerful belts than you have?
I may get into that, but I like at now it's the temptation of it.
You'd want to get in there and start.
I'd want to roll. Yeah, I'd want to roll. I'd be like, oh, let's test it out, and that would be when I would
fucking do it.
Yeah, that would be when I would fuck it up, And like tomorrow, there's
you just need to give it 10 years, man, and you're gonna have two little boys that can kick your ass, and you're gonna be able to roll anytime. Like,
yeah,
just wrestling matches galore in the house. You know what I'm saying?
It's already
like, rolling all the time. Yeah, but right now you can kind of slaughter them.
It's true.
Give them 9-10 years. Give them a little bit of depth in their voice, man. They're gonna kick your ass, man.
I know they're gonna team up on me, and it's not gonna be pretty at all.
Oh, they're gonna beat the shit out of you, man. And all this is what all this training is for, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like I have to be able to represent on these kids until they're at least 18. Like I gotta stay sharp. I gotta stay sharp.
Otherwise, they're gonna invite other kids' dads over to beat you up. They'd be like.
It's been weird. I haven't been injured for a while. I feel like my wisdom is better as I get older and I understand my body more in training. And it's like, all right, you're banged up a little. Maybe you shouldn't roll today. And I've been better at that. So
you look at people that are, that have turned to pain pills because, a lot of people did turn to pain pills because they feel really good when you take them. But a lot of people take them because they're just in serious amounts of pain, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
And one thing that people don't take into consideration when you're dealing with somebody who really doesn't have any idea what it's like to be without pain, they know what it's like to be drugged up to the point where it doesn't bother them. They don't know what it's like to live without pain. And that's horrible for your mental illness. Like you go like 6 months with just every time you're awake, you're in pain. You're gonna have really bad mental health issues,
dude. I've been injured before. Like when I tore my ACL, man, I hit like depression. I mean, that was bad. I didn't have. It was a year recovery. And like I had to go to the Y and like stand on a little balloon and fucking balance and do like lunges with a 5-pound weight through the YMCA track and like to get my knee rehabbed. And that was terrible. It's not only the exercise itself that I hate to do and it's painful, but it's also knowing that it's like that's a year that everyone's gonna lap me. There's going to be guys training 4 or 5 days a week. And when I come back, I am going to get my ass handed to me for like 6 months until I can get my mat conditioning back, because there's really no way to substitute for mat conditioning. It doesn't matter what you do. You can run, you can do triathlons, but until you get in an actual role where there's a dude trying to smash you, it's like there's no way to prepare for that other than to do that a lot. It's just the way it is. And I don't know. It's just being injured totally sucks.
I think it's one of those things though, like you're never gonna know when you're done. Like you're
True.
obviously gonna do it 10 years longer than you should.
Yeah, and it's at the point, like, think about it, man. If you had been doing it for 10 years and you'd reached brown belt, which is where I'm at. I mean, they say it's a very low percentage of people that start training that make it that far. To know that I could be realistically within 2 to 3 years of earning my black belt. When I started training, when I started training, my goal was to be a black belt by the time I was 40, and I think I was 29 at the time I started training. Had I not had the injuries I've had, I would probably be pretty fucking close to making that goal. But
Yeah.
year out for a knee surgery, 8 weeks out for another knee surgery, month out for concussion. This thing is 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, that shit adds up. And it's like, I've been banged up. And I honestly think it's because I played football for so long too. And my body's just like, bro, you've taken a lot of damage. You've been in a lot of car wrecks. Like, I might need to train my focus and my philosophy with training and everything to be a little bit more cautious about taking care of my body, because it's starting to fucking wear you out, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, and I'm guessing like when you're rolling with your buddies at the gym, I don't. Maybe you're going full speed, like fuck your mom, fastball fighting. But I feel like maybe not. Like maybe you guys are somewhat taking it easy on each other. Like it'd be different if you were like training to get into the ring with somebody that was going to make a large sum of money for destroying you.
Right.
Like when you're fighting with your buddies at the gym, I feel like. So I think you'll always. This is my question, though, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. So let me ask you this: I'm assuming you pay a fee to be a part of this gym.
Yes.
Okay, so say like in a year from now you earn your black belt. Does that mean you stop going? Stop paying the
Absolutely
fee?
not. No, they say when they
Okay,
say
'cause I was
when
gonna say, 'cause that would be like a reason they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're just not quite there yet, Dusty." Because like if at some
no,
point you graduated and you just got to hang out for free, they would never give you your black belt. They're like, "Oh
no,
yeah, next week,
yeah,
buddy."
no, you still pay the. I mean, they say when you get your black belt, that's when the journey starts, which kind of blows my mind because it feels like it's been a fucking crazy journey so far, and like the stuff that I've learned and all the positive outweighs all the being banged up and fucking dinged up and all that type of stuff. So like, I think when I start to feeling better, I'm ready to get back into it. But I think I'm going to be smart this time. I think I'm going to ease my way back into it instead of just being like day one, let's get after it, and roll with the right people, because I've got guys there that I know
I
well.
think one thing. I think one thing that you need to get through your head is that you're not training for professional fighting.
True.
You're training to learn a skill and stay in shape. So you don't need to go full fuck your mom, I'm gonna kill you. When you're rolling all these, it's like you're basically working on your move structure, you're working on reading your opponent, like all these
Yeah.
things that you don't necessarily have to kill each other over. I mean, you guys can probably roll at like 50% and still be in a lot of pain after the next day, because like
Oh yeah.
no, a lot of that stuff's, but I don't know. I think like with you, I think you just need to remember that like you're essentially doing this for fun, one, and for two, to learn a skill and to stay in shape and stuff. And then not take it so seriously to the point, because I feel like you train with a fighter's mentality, and I think you should train with more of a somebody who is just really in love with the sport, to the point where you
Yeah.
might teach it someday once you hit your black belt.
True. Yeah, that's probably a great way to describe it. And I'm not going to lie to you, man, like for the last couple years, as my striking game has become a little bit more proficient, and I'm not a great striker by any stretch of the imagination. I haven't been doing it long enough. I haven't done any pro fights or any amateur fights. I haven't had any striking aside from sparring in the gym. But I was finally getting to the point where my striking was proficient enough to consider an amateur bout. To consider an amateur MMA bout. I know my ground game is up to par for an MMA bout. My striking is probably getting to the point where it could be, or if I get it on the ground, I probably have an advantage or whatever it is. So I was thinking about it, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. Like it was not an unrealistic thought for me to be like, you know what, I'm going to take a few fights because I want to know how it feels. But now it's like, dude, the consequences could be fucking. I'm not sure the risk outweighs the reward.
And honestly, man, you think about it too, like your teacher was telling you, like once you hit black belt, that's when it starts.
Yeah.
say you do get in shape to fight, you know, prefer like maybe not even semi-professional, any kind
It
of
wouldn't be
fight
pro, yeah.
where you're there's like some type of money or title on the line where you're fighting for a real deal. Okay, we got to see who the best one of you is out here. Like when you're fighting for that, you know, I'm assuming like once you say you do all that hard work and you get to where you're a contender and you can fight people. It's just the fucking beginning, man. You just got your foot in the door. Now you got to fucking kick the shit out of people for a long time in order to
Yeah.
prove yourself to where you're not just some guy that was an MMA fighter for 3 years. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, getting into that ring and fighting on, you know, say you don't even fight on TV. Say you do the fights before they air, before they go live, you know, still, you know, getting to that point, say like you're like, oh, I'm going to fight at this weekend's fights, except they're not going to televise my fight. It's going to be before we're opening for it. Still a monumental thing that somebody should share on Facebook. Hey, you know, here I am.
Definitely.
I'm going to fucking fight tonight at this big ass thing. It's not going to be on TV, but who gives a shit? But imagine like the amount of pain and heartache and sweat and blood and tears they had to get to a fight that nobody's going to see. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
you kind of have to gauge like you're like have like realistic goals of what you're going to do, like, you know, with your age and stuff. I don't know. I think that I think you love jujitsu, and I see
Yeah.
you sticking around with jujitsu for the rest of your life. I think you should not be afraid to put it in the fun category.
Definitely right, man. Like I am totally on board. And I'm not saying that I won't ever compete in jiu-jitsu again either. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying I'm a broke down old man. I'm 39, man. I'm still in pretty good shape.
You're not old, but you know, you're not a 23-year-old guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not the time to be thinking about a mixed martial arts career. I got plenty of other things going on that are going okay, and I don't need to be doing that.
If you built a name for yourself with your music or any other venture you go into, I could see you doing like a celebrity, like, you know, Jake Paul just fought. So I could see you being like, hey, also like Joe Rogan almost, you know, it's like
Yeah.
nobody remembers the Joe Rogan fight. You know, he's never like been like an amazing fighter, but I don't want to roll with the motherfucker. You know, it's
No,
like,
hell no.
it's like, like, but look how involved he is. Like, you know, you never know, man. Like you enjoy two dudes kicking or two people kicking the shit out of each other in good sport. Like where it's
Yes.
not really an anger thing. It's not a malice thing. It's just literally, hey, we're going to see which one of us is a better fighter. And then at the end of it, fuck it, you know, like whatever, we're fine. You know, like, I think that you like that. And I think that there are so many seats in that realm that you could easily just find a different seat in that realm once your body and I don't even think it would be your body giving out. I think it would just be you being like, okay, risk versus reward. It's not
Right.
worth it for me to be competitive anymore, but I can teach this shit, and I can take some 23-year-old kid that's fat and out of shape and doesn't have any self-confidence, and I can make him a 33-year-old man that fucking knows how to kick the shit out of somebody if he wants to.
Yeah.
He won't want to because he'll be smart and he'll just know how to defend himself.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I am with it. You know, I'm cool with it. Once this one heals, I was sitting there feeling sorry for myself. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to get back on the mats at this rate. This thing isn't healing. And my wife's like, dude, it's been 4 weeks. Yeah. You know, ankle sprains take fucking 9 weeks to heal. You know, she's like, you're not invincible. You tweaked something. Your body is telling you to stay off the mats. Do it. When you feel better, go back, ease into it, and do what you were doing. Like, you're not falling apart. You're a 39-year-old dude that takes good care of himself. Like, don't worry about it. And it's like, sometimes I just need someone to slap me and be like, stop being such a bitch. Get back in shape. But you're right. Like, I do need to compartmentalize it in the right way, because I'm so competitive sometimes, you know, and I try to be really lighthearted and all that stuff at the gym, but deep down, I'm a competitive guy. I've always been an athlete and that type of thing. And it's just something that fuels my fire. And I get there, and it's a humble.
At Discount Tire, you can shop online and get the same trusted advice you get from the stores. Then just book a time that's convenient for you. When you get to the store, you can stay safe with a new touchless experience. Discount Tire. Let's get you taken care of.
Whether you're moving in together for the first time,
this can be your closet,
or you're a new parent to a little fur baby, Viva paper towels can help you maintain a clean home. They're 2 times more durable when wet compared to the leading value brand, so they clean like cloth, helping you pick up after your new pet in your new home. For an exceptional cloth-like clean, use Viva towels. Visit vivatowels.com to learn more and start fresh with a clean feeling of home.
Respectful environment, but you can test yourself every time you go in. And I don't know, it probably sounds cliche and douchey at this point for me to be saying that, but it's changed my life. So it's something that I really miss.
I mean, it's like, I've been doing podcasting for like 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say I didn't know what the fuck I was doing for the first 10.
Oh yeah.
At all.
So you're a black belt.
Pounding out 4 hours of shitty internet radio a week, which isn't much back then. And there was times where I was pounding out like 30 hours a week of internet radio. Who needs to listen to that? Jesus Christ. But I feel like you're right. Like what your teacher told you. Basically, yeah, I think it does take about 10 years. If I can figure out, I mean, because anybody can bowl, but if you want to understand bowling and make it to where a 300 fucking game is something in the realm of possibility, you're looking at 10 years of 10 years of being a bad bowler.
Oh,
before
yeah.
you realize, like, oh, now I'm an okay bowler. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can pick up a guitar and write a song. Anybody can do anything. But if you want to get good at it, like, you have to put in that time. You can't buy talent. You can't buy, any of that stuff. You have to sit there, whatever you're doing with your life, you have to sit there and learn it and become familiar with it and fuck it up for a long time before you realize what you're doing.
Oh, I'm going through that big time with the broadcasting thing, as you've seen the whole journey for me. But it's like I'm learning on the fly. And right before we started this episode, man, I was editing audio, and I'm like, look at me down here in the studio editing audio like a big boy, like going back through and trying to make everything sound good. Coach Norm followed me right on. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. I'm going to follow Coach Norm. I think I'm already following him, but if I'm not, I'm going to get him right now. I love Coach Norm.
Yeah, he's the shit, man.
Someday we should bring Coach Norm in here for a happy hour.
He would love to do your show, man.
Would he?
Yeah, he'd love it, man. Me and him have been, okay, so Norm, he used to play guitar and sing. And so that's what I used to do, So like I never knew that about him back in the day, but as soon as he told me he used to be a guitar player and a singer, I made sense. I was like, okay, I see that, Norm, being like that, having that music bug and stuff. But he was telling me some of the bands that he's listening to lately, and he was kind of just like, and this isn't a shot at his age or anything, dude. Like, it's hard to find new shit to listen to, man. Like, yeah. It is, but it isn't at the same time. But you just have to know how to look. And he was just like, yeah, he's like, I'd like to get into some newer music. He's like, but and I think he said that like the newest band that he had mentioned was probably like Theory of a Dead Man.
Oh,
there's nothing wrong with that.
They're relevant right now.
Yeah, but I mean, they're definitely like a 15, 20-year-old band. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I've been having this awesome like communication with Norm for the past like 3 weeks, like every few days, because I know he gets up early as shit and drives an hour to work. So I know when he's leaving his house to go to work. So around that time on like a Monday morning or something, or right when I know he's leaving work to drive an hour home, I'll drop like last week. It was like 6 a.m. in Kansas, and I just dropped. I was like, boom! Listen to this on your way to work, and it was the band Pinback, their album Blue Screen Life, which is probably one of the most phenomenal albums ever created. And like, I was so fucking jealous while I was sitting there taking calls. I'm like, man, he gets to hear this for the first time right now. I know he's got goosebumps. And you can't put in Pinback Blue Screen Life and listen to it and be mad at it. Like, it is literally like the most chill music you'll ever hear in your life. You'll at least bob your head and be like, okay, this is fucking catchy as shit. This is good. I was like, man, he gets to fucking experience that right now. Like,
dude, I'm experiencing it, and I haven't even heard. I mean, I haven't even heard it, but I'm the same as you. Like, I think about him having that sensation, and I get the goosebumps, and my eyes water. Like, I am so. I don't know if that's like I'm super empathetic or I'm like artsy fartsy or whatever you want.
How good does it feel to find a new band or an artist that it's your artist? You've never heard a friend talk about him. How good does that fucking feel?
Oh yeah,
it feels great, right? Okay, what feels 10 times better than that? Showing that to somebody and then watching their face. You're just like, yeah, dude, right? Yeah, it's fucking getting you in it, dude. It's sick, isn't it? Like that to me, like it's like I love getting high, but one of my favorite things to do is get somebody high that doesn't smoke weed. You know,
And
it's
get
like
him
you want
good
to
high, not
share
like
this
paranoid.
experience so you can watch somebody else experience, just to make sure that they are as happy as you are when you experienced it. You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
so like
you
I've
get
been
it?
having fun, man. I've sent Norm so many fucking albums in the last 3 weeks. And it's been a really cool little relationship that we've, you know, like we've been working together on the sports show for a long time now. But you know, it's like we've never really, we always talk sports and shop, and like, so we're kind of like, "Hey, let's talk about music too." So I know for a fact he would love to do your show. He loved having you and Sprout on the show, and he like went out and listened to your guys' music beforehand. You know, I think he downloaded some stuff on iTunes from both of you and
That
everything.
is
So like,
amazing.
yeah, like he's the real deal when it comes to like the music side of everything that we do around, you know, with you and everybody. Music's obviously a big deal in Norm's life.
Well, he had a ton to say that day, and he was like super knowledgeable and super cool and open minded about everything, which we knew it would be that way. But
Yeah.
it was an awesome talk with him. I just got the second mix back on one of the singles, and I was showing Ethan yesterday, and it was the first time I'd listened to that mix on my studio monitors. So I had him turned up fucking just right, and Ethan was sitting with me. We were working on some social media stuff and some game planning and shit. And I'll even talk to you about that. But I put the new mix on the monitors. I'm like, hey, take a listen to this. What do you think, man? And I was sitting there like experiencing it for the first time, hearing the full mix, like, and the hairs on my arms were standing straight up, and like it's as powerful as I wanted it to be, and possibly more. And I don't care what anyone else says when it comes out if they don't think it is. Like, I made it with this dude and I love it, and I'm fucking proud of it, and I can't wait to show people. And if they don't like it, I don't care. Like,
I like that energy is there though. You're just like, look, guys, delete me from Spotify. I get it. It's like, yeah, I like that you're putting something out that you're just like, it's a possibility you're gonna hate my guts in 5 minutes. I'm going to put this out.
It's a sonically beautiful song, but it's like devastating. It's a really powerful song. It's
Grant Jam.
It is, and it's the lowest of the low when it comes to that, but it's really powerful. And dude, it's like, I'll send it to you. You know how it is, though. I have to get it. I have to get the mix where I want it.
Man. I'm the kind of guy that I'll get the first mix back and I'll send it to 10 people. I'm like, what do you think? And then when the CD or wherever it drops to like iTunes or something, it's a completely different song, you know.
Yeah, dude. It's for me with the guy that I work with. It's kind of the bro code. It's like, I don't want people to hear my mixes before my mixes are ready. I have a process. And I respect that fully.
You don't want a bunch of different versions of your song floating around anyway, man. That's a nightmare.
No,
I actually had a band I did a music video for like 20 years ago, and 18, 20 years ago, and they went on to get signed and everything, but I did a video for them, and I used this demo track of one of their songs. And when this kid was younger, just sounded like, I loved his voice now and then, but he just had like a very like, I don't know, it was like raspy, and it was a amazing tone. And anyway, when they got signed, kind of switched a little bit how he sang, because he had gotten older, you know, because he was like, he's one of the virtuoso. He was like 16 years old, writing like tremendous shit. I'll send you some of their music sometime. And when they got signed, they re-recorded everything, and it just sounded a little bit different. His voice wasn't as raspy. It was more clean. And he hit me up, and this had been like 10 years after I shot the video, and it was just on my YouTube page. And he was like, hey, man, he's like, I want to tell you, I appreciate you reaching out to us back then when, you know, we weren't really anybody, and you asked to do a video for us. He's like, that was really cool of you. He's like, but I don't know if you know this or not, but he's like, that video gets shared in a bunch of message boards like Pitchfork, that website or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because they were a big band. They played on Conan. They toured with Flaming Lips. You know, they did the real deal. And he was like, there's a lot of message boards. People are. He's like, none of those tracks exist online except for that music video. He's like, and I hate to ask you to take down a video that's performing well. He's like, but could you take it down? And I was like, his name's Kenny Florence. I was like, listen, Kenny, take it down if you listen to my band just for 5 minutes. But listen, I am going to take it down, but only if you if you listen to my band. But yeah, I'll still take it down. But listen to my. I just like
You
went
have
on
to
forever,
retweet
and then
this. You just have to
wrote me
retweet
back,
this.
and he's like, you guys are cool, man. I dig it. He's like, it reminds me of stuff that when I wrote when I was younger. I was like, ooh, kind of a burn, but I'll take it because you're a fucking sweet guy. You know, I was like, you get paid to score Hollywood films now. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll take the heavy criticism from you.
Oh, I
Like,
sent something out today and got just cut in fucking half. I've been working on the graphic design and I'm just like, I don't know. I think honestly, this break that I've had from training and the break from playing shows has given me like a whole new outlook on everything and the way I create content and everything that I'm doing. So I'm like, I'm not depressed this time. I'm like, I have the time. I might as well learn a new skill. I'm excited about it. But graphic design is one of those things I've been trying to learn and work on. And I sent it to a guy that does like really badass shit. He's like, yeah, I would go ahead and strike that, and that. And you're going to need to match this color and that. And I'm actually just going to call you. But I was like, he's like, I hope I'm not sounding like a dick here. I'm like, no, I love this. Thank you for the feedback. He's like, go into this and, check this out. And you might want to make that font a little thinner and you might want to strike and I'm like, sweet. He's like, this is how branding works. You got to start. And I was like, dude, you're giving me crucial information. I know, like, I thought my design was badass. I was like, this is ready. This is ready for release now. I'm gonna share this on Instagram right now because I can't
don't
wait.
Even need the music anymore. I've made it.
Exactly.
I'll be making flyers for Nesquik by next week.
and he's like, nah, this is. I'm like, that is amazing feedback. And he's like, honestly, to hear that you're doing this yourself now too is awesome. He's like, you should try to control as much of your shit as you can. And I'm like, great. Thanks for the advice. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for telling me my graphic design work sucks, but I figured out a way today to suck a little bit less, and I will freaking take that. That's a successful day for me, man. Like my graphic design work is shitty.
Good on you for taking a fucking hit to the chin, not being a pussy about it. I had a guy reach out to me a couple years ago, and he was like, and he had done like a lot of groundwork and shit, man. It's kind of a sad story, honestly, but he had done some groundwork. He had done some research, and he set up his computer. He plugged in a microphone. He did a podcast, and it was like 30 minutes long where he just talked about the news. And everything he said was shit he had read. He wasn't just like making shit up. It was just he did a good job. He's like, hey man, I worked really hard on this. Can you give me some honest feedback? And I was like, okay. So I listened to it and I wrote him back. I was like, dude, you have everything you need. I was like, the only thing you lack is confidence. I was like, you sound like you don't. I was like, don't take this the wrong way. You sound like you're not 100% sure on what you're saying. Like you sound like you're saying things, but you sound like you don't know if you believe them or not. I was like, my only suggestion is to take ownership of that microphone. You are the expert in the room and speak your mind and do what you got to do. I was like, that's my only advice. And he took that as, should quit and never do a podcast again. Wow. And that's what he did. I'm just like, really? Like, well, if that derailed you, then you weren't a podcaster. Like
you weren't.
I asked Henry Rollins on year one I was like, hey man, will you be on my podcast? And he's like, I'm going to pass. And I was just like, I wrote him back. I was like, dude, the fact that you wrote me back, I don't give a fuck if you ever do my podcast. I was like, that's fucking sweet, dude. I was like, I'm going to print this one off. It was like, I could have taken that and been like, Henry Rollins told me to go for, he didn't even tell me, he just said, no, thanks. I could have been like, oh, Henry Rollins don't want to be on my show because I'm not a legitimate fucking broadcaster. I'm going to quit doing podcasting. I took it as, okay, dude, fucking give me 10 years and you're going to be saying yes to me asking you to be on my show. You're not going to be asking me to be on the show, but and obviously that didn't happen, but that's still something that I look forward to. Like one of these days, if I play my cards right and continue to broadcast, that's really all it boils down to. If you want to be a broadcaster, if you want to be a podcaster, go live.
Yeah.
All there is to it. Go live. Talk about the weather, talk about your day, talk about your feelings, talk about whatever, but go live as often as you can and be bad at it if you have to, but go live. And that's the only way you're going to get good at it. And I forgot where I was going with that because I'm incredibly stoned.
That's okay, dude. Like, no, you're right. I've been doing that. I understand, like, you've been doing it for 14 years. If I didn't take the advice of somebody that's an expert at what they do, or somebody that's been doing something for 10, 15 years and they've taken those hard falls and they've learned those lessons the hard way and they're generous enough to offer me their advice, I take it. If they tell me it sucks, I'm like, thank you for being honest with me, because I don't want to put out something that sucks. You know, I'm listening to my first podcast already, knowing what I know now. And it's only
like, oh, fuck, man. Fuck that guy.
It's only, yeah, he sucks. I've only been podcasting for like, what, 3 weeks, something like that, or 2 weeks.
You're like 5 or 6 episodes deep.
Yeah, this is episode 3 of this show, and I'm 3 episodes into the interview show. But like, I've started
6 episodes in, man.
I started booking fucking international people on my podcast. The singer-songwriter from France is coming on next year. I got a fucking social media guru that I hit up on Twitter, and he's like, yeah, I'll come on. When do you want to? And he's in the UK. And I'm like, if people tune into that, they're going to legit learn shit. Like, yeah. I'm going to be making a post on Facebook that probably no one's going to fucking see. And I'm going to be like, musicians, artists, people that are trying to grow your brand, social media. This dude is like a fucking guru. This is a dude that I watch and learn shit about social media from. You should check it out. And I wonder if I'll have anyone, but like, ask questions. This could be a useful thing for everybody. And I have to learn this shit on the fly, like the volume setting. Like, duh. I'm sitting there for 4 episodes wondering why my guests are so quiet. And like, I'm not afraid to talk about this stuff live. That's the great thing about
hi, everybody. This is my guest. Announce yourself, Juana. She's like, so it's like, oh, goddamn, Dusty.
Dude, and the content.
That one day you sent me my episode and I just immediately edited it and then I was like, replace your fucking audio with this, Dusty.
I'm glad.
Like,
and you know what I did?
Hear myself.
You know what I did the second you sent that to me? I ran to the basement and changed it, because it's ignorance is bliss, man.
It was immediate. Like within 3 minutes of me saying that to you, I was listening to it and I couldn't hear myself. And then you just replaced the audio. So the stream just immediately picked up the new version. And I was like, boom. And you could hear me just as much as you. And I was like, okay, he fixed it. I was like, that's fucking real time results. I was laying on my bed. I'm like fucking Caesar, dude. I'm like, this podcast isn't to my liking.
It's filth.
Okay, Dusty. I've sent you the documents. Fix your podcast immediately. I don't want to get out of my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate that. I appreciate that shit. If you put something out if you were releasing a track or something for something that you worked on, and I saw something that I didn't like in the social media promotion or in the production, you know, I would give you constructive criticism. Yeah. I'd be like, dude, this is your project. At the end of the day, you do what you want with it, and I totally respect that. However, this is what I saw. Just wanted to bring it to your attention. Whether or not you do it, it's up to you. I saw it. You're my friend. I would just as soon be honest with you. Like, I've listened now, and I've been research, and like, you don't even know what research to do. So but the only way you learn is like it's like touring. You have to go out there and fuck up and like, ooh, I should probably bring a case of water with me next time I tour, instead of stopping at convenience stores and spending $2 every time I want a bottle of water. You know what? Because you're fucking running lean out there. Regardless of what I do in the rest of my life, I'm not going to let my music take food off my family's plate. So I have to make it a business, and I have to run it lean. And I honestly feel like I want that experience to gain that experience and to be authentic and be like, yo, when I'm going out, I'm fucking staying in the same shitty place as everyone else is. You know, I want that experience for the most part, you know.
Well, honestly, man, like, your Twitch channel is like your weekend running guns that you were doing that, you know, you're going to get back to whenever the world fucking, or you get a week.
Check off your gift list early during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. Plus, take an extra 25% off. Get sleepwear sets $20.99. Ninja Foodie Indoor Grill is $199.99. And get up to 25% off Kookaburra Home. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Plus, fast and free store pickup. Give with all your heart. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles 25% offer valid December 3rd through December 9th with promo code FAMILYSHOP. Kookaburra offers and coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Save now, share now. At CaseySubaru.com, we are offering 0% financing for 63 months on select new 2021 Subaru models. And during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charity. Go to kcsubaru.com to learn more. Submit your charity selection by 1/15/21. See subaru.com/share for details. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. Financing for well-qualified applicants only. Subject to credit approval. Expires January 4th, 2021.
Get a vaccine, or we just say fuck it, whatever happens. Whenever you get back to life as you know it as usual, like now that you have a Twitch stream, man, like that boring night in the hotel just turned into an awesome night of drinking by yourself with your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like you have an outlet now to people, and you could set up a stream of the show on your Twitch channel. Like, I mean, you basically have Dusty Grant TV right now, which is
it's beautiful.
Right now there's only 4 people watching, but I know that when you share stuff, like when you share those memes of me shitting on you, like there's so many people that know who Dusty Grant is. They're turned on to Dusty Grant. They're following what you do. When you release something new, Krista Ladelmo, Tom Smalling, Hugo Hernandez, all these people that are part of the same crew as musicians and stuff. And then like Matt Ballard, all these people that you just see that are staples on these people. Now that you've given, and then maybe they're not here watching right now, but maybe they watch later, maybe they listen on the podcast. Like it's just like this humongous communication between you and the people who enjoy your art that didn't exist before you met me. You know what I'm saying? Like you would just share a Facebook post, and there would be a little bit of chat in the back in the comments, but other than that, I would say like when I saw you do the Ether show, I was just going to watch that interview and base my, you're nobody like what I thought, and that's the thing. Like, nobody had seen much of you minus that Ether interview, where you went out there and just sort of were being yourself. So I don't know. I when people are trying to do something in the art world, and I see they aren't utilizing Twitch, it just blows my mind, turn the TV on, like turn your channel on. People, believe it or not, you sitting there on your most boring part of your day is probably interesting to the people that like you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was thinking about it, man. Like I was thinking about a stream that I'm gonna just do it. Instead of thinking about things and being the meticulous, pragmatic, tight ass asshole that I normally am with stuff on Twitch, it's a little bit more gunslinger. So like, I think I need to be like, okay, that voiceover that I did for my podcast, the vocals were a little hot. I'm starting to notice it because I'm engineering audio and I'm learning and training my ear to see stuff. It's like, I'm thinking I might just record a voiceover for my podcast and the outro for my podcast and stream it live and just share my screen and just show people and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I think I'm going to drag this over here. Oh, that little echo sounds cool there. I'm seeing a lot of music producers streaming on Twitch now. Like, this platform is exactly what you said it is. It's a fucking TV channel. And it all happened. I mean, I fucking hate going back to it, but it all happened because of the Rona. I canceled all my shows.
Honestly, look at this, dude. Elbow Room is gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's one less place for Wichita musicians to go and showcase their music. Right now, you have a television studio that you can invite one person over at a time. Every once you have a venue right now. You just like you did with your buddy. You have somebody come over. You play a couple songs. They play a couple songs. Maybe you do a couple songs together. I mean, I'm watching that. For sure. Yeah. Like I don't know. The options are limitless, man. Like you have a television show. It's like, and literally, you have a green light from a producer. Any shitty idea you have, like I think I'm gonna do that. You have nobody that's like, well, no, you got
it's me.
Producer's like, fuck it, throw it in. Let's see what happens, dude. Like,
yeah, let me ask my manager. That's a funny thing. Like I have some of these friends that are, I have some friends that are like professional musicians and managers and shit like that I talk to not frequently, but from time to time, because they're busy dudes, obviously, or whatever. But they're always asking me for something, and they're like, do you think that would work out on your timeline? I'm like, hold on, let me ask my manager. Yep, works. Because it's me, like that is the beauty though, that it's like that guy was telling me today. He's like, the fact that you're going to do your own artwork, you're going to do your own promotion. I'm probably going to do my own video promotion. I'm going to probably do a music video. Like, dude, I'm starting to figure out how things work a little bit. And to just
I pay the $50 a month for my Adobe package, and it's worth every penny, dude. Like the only thing stopping me from doing stuff is literally my own laziness, dude. Like I have have professional grade shit at the disposal of my hands right now.
Yeah.
You know,
that you know how to work better
know
than
how to use.
you know how to work it better than
Well,
me.
not the video stuff, man. You're dude, honestly, give it 2 weeks and you'll be further on video than I am. Like I used to edit I put a DVD out like 15 years ago and it didn't have a title at first. It was basically like basically just like a video diary, but it didn't really make sense because it jumped around a lot and it was mostly just art. Like I would my thing was I used to edit video and I would like really fuck with colors. So like when people would watch my shit, that's one of the main things that people liked about because that's what people used to know me as before podcasting 20 years ago. People knew me as Trevino Band on YouTube. I had 500 subscribers and I did horrible humor, just like dumb as I'll send you some of it someday, dude. It doesn't make any sense. But it was a YouTube channel and it's gone. I forgot what I'm packing the bowl, Dusty.
Totally lost. We see what your priorities are. There's the DG and Friends show, and then there's packing a bowl, and we both know what's more important. I'm gonna have to fix. Now that I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna have to fix this in post. Did I sound pretty professional when I said that just now?
Yeah, man, that was really.
but dude, I got to be honest with you. This whole thing has changed my entire philosophy on everything that I'm doing now. And like it's almost like the story's been writing itself a little bit as far as like, you know, I got on here and I started doing this, and then I did hey, there's someone out there talking. The comments are coming in now. Everyone's awake. And then I lost it. No, but what happened was I started doing the podcast, and it was on here and people couldn't watch live. And I had people saying like, dude, I can't watch on Twitch. I don't want a video. He's like, do you have a way to put it on Spotify? And it's like, oh shit. I had like 5 people ask me that. That's probably something I need to do, even if it's for just those 5 people. I'm cool with that. Like I look it up and I'm like, I paid for a pro plan to put my podcast up and be able to do everything. And like, I'm just learning on the fucking fly, man. And I thought of after the like you said, the Ether podcast, when I did that and I met you and I kind of understood what I don't know how the game was or what was possible once I started talking to you about the podcast and stuff. Because I was like, me and Sprout should do a fucking podcast. And it was a Friday night, and I'm like, I should hit up Sprout, and then I'm gonna fucking hit up that Derek dude and make sure
What's up, man?
make sure Hugo's cool with it. And there it was. And then I started figuring it out, and the wheels have just been turning.
And then you started blowing up my text messages.
I did. And because the wheels are turning, man. And if I don't get it out, I might forget it. Like lately, I've just been coming up with ideas for days. Up with ideas for days. Like waking up at 4 a.m. I'm like, ooh, you got to tweet that out when you wake up. or you know, just little stuff, like thinking about things that I can do on the back end or on the infrastructure of what I'm trying to build and all that. Learning it has been the most, like, I'm so excited about the possibility of what's going to come for the future. And I was super nervous about my new songs and stuff. And I've heard one of them and I'm like blown away with how awesome it came out. And it captured the absolute despair that I was going through when I wrote it. And it's like, but it's kind of in a pretty powerful way. And it's just like, man, this is like, I actually feel like my art is meaning something to me now. You know, I don't know what it is. I might be hippy dippy and I might be getting a little too sentimental, but I tend to do that a lot because I can't help myself. Soaking up the info. Hopefully people are learning in here. Starved Rock. Do you know Starved Rock?
Mm.
All right.
I gotta tell you what though, man, like in the last several, it's been kind of a thing. Like I'm a very, like, okay, this will be honest, man. Like Hey, don't take this the wrong way, Dusty, but I would put you in the business category of my life. Now, granted, I would
Understand.
also consider you one of my closest friends, like because we have gotten to know each other a lot in the last like 8 months to a year, however long we've been hanging out. So I do consider you like, and I think of like who are my closest friends right now. Like you're in the top 3, okay? But like, but I also, for the most part, when you and me talk, it has to do with business. You know what I mean? So like, I some of my best friends, like the people that I care about the most, like a lot of people hate them, you know, like and
Yeah.
I think it's because like I don't know, but like like the older I get though, and the more driven I get in my, you know, obviously like you're hoping that you know that one of your singles, you know, catches some fucking maybe it gets on a Netflix special or something, maybe as an intro to a TV show, and then therefore you have an audience and you can start hitting the road and doing it for the real deal. Like that's sort of what you're hoping for. My thing is I'm trying to tell a story about my hometown and everything. And I feel like when it comes to that, like you are 100% driven. Like the only thing stopping you from being a successful musician is yourself. And me, the only thing stopping me from telling the story successfully is myself. And I know that like I thrive on other people's hunger for success. Like and it's like I've had recently I've removed some people from my life and it's nothing personal. I don't hate anybody, man. I wish I love everybody, man. But like I just can't hang out with people that are just like okay with uh mediocrity, you know, and not in everything. Like, and I'm not being like, but like when it comes to like when I'm in a mode where I need to do something, to produce something, to create something, whether it be a podcast or a song or writing a poem or something, when I'm in a process to do something, that's that trumps all other things, you know. Like I'm focusing
Yes.
here. We need to be talking about this. We're doing this, and instead we're complaining about stuff that's. And I got to a point, man, where I was just like, look, I love you, but I can't hang out with you anymore. Like, why? I was like,
Dude.
you're a fucking bummer, dude. Like, like I have shit to do, and like you want to complain about an election that happened 6 weeks ago, dude. Like, who fucking cares, dude? Like,
Yeah.
do you not realize you're dying? Like literally, that's
Every
the only thing
fucking
you were
minute of your
guaranteed
life.
at birth. Doctor slapped you on the ass, you started crying, and then God said, okay, man, you might fall in love, you might score a touchdown, you might hit a 3-pointer, you might finger fuck a chick before you're 18, but you're definitely gonna fucking die. Like that's coming.
Yeah,
Like
it's coming.
regardless of nobody's wiggled their way out of it yet, except for JC, and everybody thinks that's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like you know that's the only thing that's coming. So anybody that is willing to wallow, just and that's the word for it, dude, wallow, you know, in stupid shit. Again, all power to them. People need to do what makes them happy. But I just gotten to a point where like my time is very. I don't have a lot of it, and I just can't be around negative energy anymore.
Move
I can't be
forward.
around loser energy, and I'm not calling anybody loser. I'm just like this loser mentality, this everything is everybody else's fault mentality, this fucking you know it's I don't know, I'm like I can't handle that, man. Like I am sorry. Say what you fucking will about this country, dude. You can say everything you want about how America is all this terrible shit, but you know what, dude? The only thing stopping you from fucking having something in this country is yourself.
Yeah.
For real. Yes, you have to. Yes, you might have to face somebody because of your skin color. Yes, you might have to face somebody because of your sexual orientation. But if you allow that, if you allow one person you come in contact with to stunt your growth because they have a fucking problem, then like
You're letting them
that is a
control your
that
life.
comes down on you. That comes down on
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Who
You're
gives a
giving other
fuck what
people.
anybody thinks about you except for the people you care about and love? If your people you love and care about think you're a piece of shit, then do some soul searching. But if your people you love and care about are okay with you and they let you live with them and they're happy with you and they buy you birthday presents and they go to dinner with you and shit, who gives a fuck what some dude across the country says about you? And if you're really gonna like, I don't have time. I don't have the spectrum to sit here and discuss, you know, things that people disagree. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like I look at what's in front of me right now, and I have my political beliefs. I have my political aspirations, all that shit. But at the end of the day, like that shit. When it comes to business, dude, like, what are you talking about that for? Like, I thought we were thought this was a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought we were trying to produce content here. What are we doing talking about something that was 6 weeks ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, and again, it's just I'm to a point now where I am 100% focused on what I have to accomplish. It's not that I want to do this project. I have to do this project. I have to get this fucking thing out of my head. It has to happen. And I'm just going to be more selective with what who I spend my time with, and two, what kind of message I allow to go into my head all day long. I'm just like, nah, dude, it's no. Yeah, life sucks, but it doesn't suck that bad.
Doesn't it make your day so much more pleasant to be able to compartmentalize stuff like that? I mean, it took me a long time, and I needed help to do it. But then I started looking at things with a different perspective. I'm like, you know what? I feel the way I feel. This person is fucking stopping me. I need to get away from them. It's bothering me.
And Facebook has this really cool feature where you can unfriend somebody, you know, and like, that's beautiful. You never have to see their fucking face again. You can block them and you will never see their fucking face again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's beautiful. And sometimes, and I'm somebody who tries not to block people. I really try not to. But the only time I'll block somebody is if like somebody I recently blocked. The only reason I didn't give a warning shot, I just blocked them, is because I knew if I was going to announce that I was blocking this person, that it would be, and the thing is I was like, my reasoning was kind of like, sort of unfriending you because I'm tired of having a debate with you. I feel like we've been in a 15-year debate. Like, everything I say, you question because you think I give a shit about politics for some reason. But I don't, and I'm tired of talking about it. So like, I'm kind of unfriending you because every time I say something to you, you have to debate it. And I feel like if I tell you, hey, I don't want to be your friend anymore, you're going to want to debate it. So I'm just like, unfriend, block. Like, no, guess what, dude? Love you. Best of luck with your family. Best of luck with your life. But I am changing the channel, and I am officially getting out of this vehicle. I'm not having a good time anymore, man. I'm going to go find somebody else to hang out with.
If it's your if it's your passion and it's a passion project that you're doing, and it's something that you feel like you are just hell bent to walk towards, you will never make it if you let those type of people, those clingers on, those people that are negative, if you let those people hang on to you and drag you, they will drag you down, and you just get deeper and deeper in the muck, and you're trying to pull them, and then it gets heavier and heavier, and it gets harder and harder. And it's like, sometimes those people are not the people you necessarily want to distance yourself from. But it's happened to me this year, man. Like, people that I thought were my close friends crossed a line with me. I made it clear that the line was crossed, and they said, fuck you and your line, you're a pussy. And that was that. And I didn't make a big production of it. I didn't do anything, but it's like, you've disrespected me to this point where I have so much going on that I don't even have the energy to dedicate being sad about you being a dick to me. I don't even have the energy to worry about you anymore. I'm just going to hit a button on my phone, and that's it. We're done. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to do things more efficiently, and I'm going to be productive about my day. And that's it. And it's a cold way to be, but I honestly I don't have a lot of free time, man. And the free time that I have, I am not going to spend it bickering or on bullshit. If it's not productive or positive, I'm going to get away from it. And that's the end of it. I'm so sick of that shit. Quit complaining about it. Get up and do something about it. And if you're talking shit online or whatever you're doing with your thing, that's fine. But be ready to say it to me and be ready for the consequences, because I'm not playing a video game. You know what I mean? I am who I am, and I'm online, and I do what I do, joke around, do all that type of thing. But at the end of the day, man, I don't get butthurt over anything. And if I do come to you and say, listen, this crosses the line, it's because there's a reason. And if you're not going to respect that boundary, so I think you're doing the right thing, dude. I think you have to focus on positive things, and you have to, at the end of the day, dude, it's a business for you too. I mean, you have to think about it business minded. You have to run in a streamlined, efficient process, and people that are clinging on to you when it's so easy to doubt yourself, you don't need other people doubting you too. I mean, it just takes away from everything you're trying to do. And I guess I would applaud you for that. If you're not comfortable with it, get away from it. There's no reason to piss around with it.
Yeah, and it's just toxic, man. Like, I don't know, like, the older I get, man, like, it's just whenever it's like you put your hand on something that burns you, like it's up to you to touch it again.
Yeah.
No, it's like, and if just simply being in a room with somebody and their level of energy when it comes to something I don't care about, and a lot of it is like, and people don't think, like, okay, like the whole left and right thing, like I love a lot of liberals, dude. Most of my best friends are liberal. I get it. I'm pretty much liberal. I mean, I think I lean liberally
Who
if
cares?
it's if it's a perfect world or whatever, but like I know that there's problems and shit, so I kind of float in the middle. But like, I don't know, man. Like I forgot where it's gone, Dusty. There it goes. There it goes.
You're talking about liberal. You're like you're not basing your third time in a row. Hold on. Pause. Episode 3, Happy Hour Hangs. Third time the rookie has had to bring the pro back into the conversation because he lost where he's going. I just wanted to mark that on. I might edit this out in post too, but I just wanted me and you to. Sorry, go ahead, dude. I'm just being a dick. I can't help it.
I mean, just like the fucking idea that like okay, like this the idea, like somebody you take somebody, you have two people who are making a living, paying their bills, working a full-time job, whatever, and not homeless and dead and addicted to drugs on the side of the road. They're okay. They're feeding their children. They're taking care of their kids. And it's two people that if you ask them, hey, who do you support? If they found out, like, who do they support politically, left or right? And they both found out they were on different opposite sides of the spectrum, like they would both call each other idiots. Are idiots really capable of surviving in the world? Like going to work, paying your bills, not getting kicked out, not getting arrested, not stealing shit, not being a fucking idiot? Are these really idiots? Like, I'm tired of throwing, and like when you call a Republican an idiot, you're calling my parents fucking idiots. And that really fucking bums me out. Are they smart? Yeah. I don't know. Are they idiots? I don't think so. And they're like, well, they like a racist. I'm like, my parents vote Republican because they were born in Kansas and they're going to die. That's like my mom doesn't know fuck about politics. Well, she supports this. No, she doesn't. She checked the fucking box.
Yeah, she was raised conservative. Yeah,
she was just like, oh, this is what mommy and daddy, and like that's what I mean. Like that's literally what we're talking about. We are talking about at the end of the day, we were talking about two fucking sports teams, and like you're gonna call somebody, you think somebody's a fucking idiot because they don't think the way you do. Like you really do. Like you think of the fucking language you're using. You think this other person is an idiot. This person that holds down a fucking job, pays their bills. They're firing on all cylinders. Everything is okay. They're not in prison. They're an idiot because they don't think like you. Like, stop saying shit that's not true.
Yeah,
Most people aren't fucking stupid. And like, I hate that. I hate this whole like, well, America dumb gun. It's like, no, there's a lot of brilliant fucking people in this country. You can sit here and pretend like that we're all a bunch of fat people eating French fries, shooting guns. That's not the fucking truth, man.
No,
there's probably 10 people on my block that fucking have master's degrees. Who knows, man? Like, there's a lot of smart motherfuckers in this country. I'm tired of this fucking. It's lazy comedy. It's lazy comedy, writing America off as fat, stupid idiots, and anybody that thinks differently is racist. It's like, stop it, dude. You really think that people on both sides? Nobody's a fucking idiot. You just you get your news from different companies. That's all it is. You get your news from this side. You get your news from this side. You guys disagree? That's fine. Have fun. Talk shit on Facebook. But once you start fucking, telling me that this person right here is an idiot because he doesn't vote the way you do, like you. Just think of the words you say. They're not an idiot. Jesus Christ. An idiot couldn't support themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop calling people idiots. These are rational fucking people who were just born in a different area than you, or they were raised differently than you, or they just happen to see things differently than you. Doesn't mean you have to fucking throw rocks at them. Talk about something else. Maybe you have the same football team. Maybe you guys like fucking the same sports. Who fucking knows? But guess what? Shut up! Stop fighting. I'm so tired of it, dude. And that's another thing. Like, I am total. Like I was telling you earlier, man. Like, if I found out my bass player was in the Ku Klux Klan 2 years into our fucking band, he was really good. I don't know, man. I broke, don't fix it. I mean, what am I going to do? Fucking put a cloak on and go to a meeting with him? No, I'm going to call him a fucking retard every day. Hey, Hey man, hey you fucking idiot! Why you keep calling me that? Because you know that whole racist thing. But anyway,
Yeah,
man, say that tasty lick real quick, man. I want to fucking work on that. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, dude, I don't give a fuck what you believe. I don't give a fuck who you worship. I don't give a fuck what. You're welcome to my table. Sit down, and you're welcome to my table until you fuck me over and like try to ruin my night or some shit. But everybody out there, you're welcome to come to my table and we can talk about anything. And if we have something that would cause a hot button issue, we don't have to talk about that. I don't care. I want to live in that bubble of that is like the American workplace where you're around a bunch of people and you don't really like each other, but you kind of like each other. You talk shit to each other. You make fun of each other. But at the end of the day, if somebody walked in there with a gun, you guys would have each other's backs in a fucking second, even the ones you don't like that much. So that's what I see America as. I see a bunch of people that are just tired and people talk. I see a lot of people that like to talk shit. Do they mean it? I don't think so. I see just a bunch of people talking shit, man. And I think we need to chill the fuck out, dude. Like recognize real violence and real racism and all that stuff for what it is and stop trying to paint it on everything and trying to make
it's a hot button.
Just stop it. Like, why can't we just chill? Like, just fucking chill and have a conversation. And yes, I'm not trying to downplay these issues. There are a lot of issues that need to be dealt with. But I mean, not right now. Not when I'm sitting here. I'm just tired of it, man. Like, I just can't have that kind of energy in my life, dude. I feel like politics is something that's more of a subjective thing. I don't think it's kind of like religion, dude. Like everybody has their own. You can have two people that are Democrats, but they're not the same people. They're two different type of people because there's two different types of levels of of being a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's too. There's too many variables for everybody to get along with it. So I just feel like move on, talk about something else, and who gives a shit? I don't give a shit, man.
There's people that are home. There's people that are home and haven't done anything for a long time, and they're just holding on to that. And like it's almost become part of their identity. I feel like part of their identity is to be a fucking warrior on social media. It's like you are not helping anything. Yeah. You're not contributing to anything. You're not creating anything. You're not fixing anything. You're not influencing anybody. All you are doing literally is you're putting trash out into the ethos. You know what I mean? You're
being mean.
You're just being a mean shit. You know what? And I had a guy on Twitter that came in on one of the comment sections of one of my tweets, and I was like, he's just being a cocksucker to people, and I just blocked him. I didn't say anything. I didn't make a big production and beat my chest or anything like that. I just blocked the guy. If you're gonna come on my platform where my people are, where we all talk and we're all friends, and you're gonna attack them, you're not gonna be a part of my community anymore. Period. I don't care what you believe, man. I don't get offended when I look at someone's political views on Facebook. I get sick of seeing it. I'm like, you are not doing anything here. This is not the place for you to do this. You're not doing anything here. Social media is supposed to be to network and build relationships. And I want to see pictures of your kids. I want to see the funny memes you make about me, dude. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see your radio show. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see people fighting. I don't want to see people bitching and talking.
Let's get back to that energy back in the day where it was uncouth to talk about politics in public. It's almost like asking somebody how much they make. It's like there was a time period in this country where like asking somebody who they voted for was like, and even now, there's people that who they voted for, and you ask them who they voted for, and they won't tell you. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, I don't.
I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody. Who do you think I voted for?
Well, once you tell people who you voted for, there goes half your audience.
No, I won't tell anybody who I voted for. The only person I think the only person on this planet. I'm not even going to tell you the only person on this planet that knows.
You'll get to him.
No, and it's not because I'm worried about blowback for what I believe or anything like that. It's none of your fucking business.
I'll be honest with you, Dusty, as a fan of your music, the second you fucking get America on my ass, dude, I'm quit. I'm not listening anymore. The second you're like, this is what I think the country should be politically, I'm like, fuck you. Sing about fucking killing yourself, dude. That's what I came here for.
It's never gonna happen, man. And dude, there are artists that are huge on that.
Chicks, dude, when they said that shit about Georgia, you think they wouldn't take that back in a second, dude? Like that leveled them. They were on top of the world. And now, like they're like, hey, they were even trying to be productive. They're like, we took Dixie out of her name. We're just the Chicks, and everybody was like, And nobody gives a fuck, ladies. Like so that ship sailed. Like you know, you the only people that were willing to have your back because you're a bunch of like white chicks picking fiddles and shit. The only people that were willing to have your back do not like you anymore because you shit on a Republican president. So you know what? You get what you pay for. Enjoy your fucking rise into the D list for the rest of your fucking life. And by the way, they make tremendous music, and I like them personally. I've heard them in a lot of interviews. I think they're good, but they walked right into that.
Yeah.
You know, the second they're like, oh, I mean, what did they do? What
shit
did
where
they
do?
Eat?
They shit where they eat is what they did.
I mean, what did they accomplish? I know that the second she said that on stage, George W. Bush was removed from office and put in prison. I mean, but aside from that, Dusty, what did she do with that statement?
I had nothing besides alienate half of her fan base. I mean, that's literally all it is.
Shit.
Her publicist should have fucking maybe tried to head that off. Like, hey, let's not go too crazy tonight on the mic. Huh? Let's just accept the award and get the fuck out of here. You know, I don't.
Kathy Griffith did the whole, did a picture holding Trump's head after it had been severed. And then like she was acting like, oh, I didn't know that was going to be a big deal. But like then the video footage leaked of her taking the picture and then running behind the cameraman and going, oh, this is going to piss so many people off. This is good. It's like, okay, This is what happens, Kathy. After you get done crying and telling me you're sorry and you didn't mean it. This is what really happened today. Did mean it. You wanted this to happen. You wanted to take a picture that was controversial. So you're fucking, and you have a TV show called Life on the D List. So we've already accepted the fact that you are the only thing making Kathy Griffin a celebrity is her traveling the country, reminding people that she was on TV 32 years ago. That is nobody is asking, where's the Kathy Griffith tour? They just go because, honey, there's that lady from that TV show that has red hair and says funny shit sometimes. Nobody gives a fuck about Kathy Griffin, dude. No, sorry. Nobody gives a fuck.
I don't even know what she ever did.
Dated fucking comedian, dude. She was on fucking Suddenly Susan 30 years ago. Who gives a shit, dude? And she decided that she wanted to make a political statement that really had no. What statement was that? Here's me holding Donald Trump's severed head. What does that even say? I don't know. It's just obviously somebody who was trying to be an edgelord, and it backfired, and it ruined their career. And all I did was sit back and be like, oh, you play pussy, get fucked, man. Like, fuck, man. Like, what do you do, man? Like,
yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and you shit where you eat. I mean, I don't understand. When you're a celebrity, man, why are they so consumed with like being so like polarizing all the time? I don't fucking care what whoever it is. I don't care what Johnny Depp thinks about politics at all. And I don't even like Johnny Depp, but whatever. If I don't care what he thinks about politics, if I liked him in Pirates of the Caribbean, great. Then I like Johnny Depp. But I don't. What do they know that I don't know? Why do I need to listen to what they have to say about politics anyway? I mean, and I'm not saying you should censor them. But
look what happened to Chris Pratt when he just admitted that he goes to church. I mean, he was the laughing stock of like Reddit. I mean.
Whose business is it?
Just for saying that he believed in a higher power. Like he was the ridicule of the internet. And again, how stupid is he? What a stupid man. You're so stupid. You believe that some guy in the sky is going to save you. You're so stupid. Even though you fucking figured out how to make millions of dollars with a fat dad bod.
Yeah,
you're not
he's not
a genius
so stupid,
at all.
Man.
But you're so stupid that you made a fucking career out of fucking using a dad bod and being funny on a part that they wrote for him to be in one episode of that show. They wrote a part for him to be in like 1 to 2 episodes, and he stole the show and finished out the entire fucking episode, the whole thing. He became a main character. Chris Pratt is not fucking stupid.
No.
He believes in God. There's no way that's real. Well, how do you know it's not real? Well, I've read books about God. Well, guess what? Those are written by people too, man. Who fucking knows, man?
Yeah.
Who fucking? That's another thing that pisses me off.
Why do you care?
Like either side of the spectrum. Anybody, I'm sorry, if you're really into the whole politics thing, anybody that believes everything that you're being told by trusted news sites that you agree with, if you believe everything that you're being told, like everything, you got bigger problems than what's good. I mean, I lie to my fucking kids every day, folks. Like sometimes it helps to lie to the folks a little bit to keep them safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me. Both sides are guilty of lying. Both sides are guilty of being scumbag. It's just not that much difference between them.
All they're doing is they're using a different guise to sell you ads. That's all they're doing.
Honestly, man, I'm friends with
content.
so many people that are on both sides of the spectrum. If we get together and we don't talk about politics, we have a fucking great time until somebody brings up voting. And then it's just like, oh, let's have a bad night and have some people rage quit. You know, it's like, fuck that.
Well, I'm going to have to rage quit now. I can hear the Thunder Kings upstairs fucking destroying shit. You know, Lane he was on his deathbed last Saturday, and today you would think that kid never was even injured at all. He's running around up there, and I'm like, don't jump off that. Put the knife away. Put the chainsaw away. Don't stab your brother.
Minus the deep skin scar and the deep psychological scar, he's good, man.
He's good to go. The human body is resilient. I think I'm going to get out of here.
Thunder's going to make him cry or something weird, though. But
yeah, tell people how they can get a hold of you. I'm going to be putting this on Spotify and all
Derek
that
Evan
shit.
Releford on Facebook. Derek Evan Releford on Facebook if you want to, pretty much where I post everything. And then you can look for the Elkhart tapes on all podcast platforms. And you can look for the Sunday sermon, which Dusty's a part of, which we will be live Sunday morning. Which, by the way, we have to do that show at 8 a.m. from now on because I start working at 10 a.m. They switch my schedule. So we'll have to do that show at 8 a.m. like we normally did. And what else?
I might.
Go on Facebook. Go to If You Want to Get Away With. Doesn't say murder because you can't say fake. The podcast is called If You Want to Get Away with Murder. But if you look for If You Want to Get Away With, I would really appreciate a like and a follow on that page. That'd be sweet.
Guys, go out there and support Derek. Please support the show. If you're tuning in live on Twitch, thank you. But I'll have this up on all the platforms. I have all the episodes that I've done so far on the platforms. Go listen to the early episodes and see how crappy my production skills were. Go check those out. But hopefully it's getting better. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. It's on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. And the Sunday sermon is up there as well. And that's a show I love being on. So guys, until next time, happy hour hanging out. Hope you guys had fun. Derek, it's always a pleasure, sir. I'll be talking to you in probably 5 minutes.
All right, man. I'll see y'all later.
Later, brother. All right, guys, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on your podcast platform of choice to be notified of new episodes and leave a positive review if you dig what you're hearing. Guys, I would love to hear from you on social media. Let's get connected at DustyGrant57 on all platforms. All right, y'all, that's it for now. See you next time on DG and Friends.
Whether you're moving in together for the first time,
this can be your closet,
or you're a new parent to a little fur baby, Viva paper towels can help you maintain a clean home. They're 2 times more durable when wet compared to the leading value brand, so they clean like cloth, helping you pick up after your new pet in your new home. For an exceptional cloth-like clean, use Viva towels. Visit vivatowels.com to learn more and start fresh with a clean feeling of home.
Check off your gift list early during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. Plus, take an extra 25% off. Get sleepwear sets $20.99. Ninja Foodie Indoor Grill is $199.99. And get up to 25% off Kookaburra Home. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Plus, fast and free store pickup. Give with all your heart. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles 25% offer valid December 3rd through December 9th with promo code FAMILYSHOP. Kookaburra offers and coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.